My name is Mamikie Malapo. Thank you for joining us. I am with My Growth Academy, and it is such a pleasure to serve you today. I've been talking for a few weeks now about wellness financially, women being healthy when it comes to money. And today, I want to talk about a subject that is so close to my heart. Pass it on. There are people who live, and when they die, nobody misses them because they never did anything for other people. We need to get to a place as women when we have acquired that knowledge, when we know how to manage our money, when we are healthy and wealthy, pass that information on. Let somebody else benefit from what you have learned. Let somebody else benefit from what you know. Do you know that some of the people who make the most impact financially in their own pockets are people who pass it on? Go to so many different channels. You go to YouTube, you go on Facebook, you buy books. People are putting their stories that are helping other people. People are healed emotionally. Why? Because somebody who's gone through an emotional trauma writes a book that somebody else can buy and read, and it helps them through the process of whatever they're going through. So let me encourage you. Please pass it on. Don't learn and keep things to yourself. Don't learn and don't want the next person to know. Hey, here's a saying that I want you to really internalize. For what is known by one woman, by virtue of their womanhood, it becomes the property of all women. Let me say it again. For what is known by one woman, by virtue of their womanhood, it becomes the property of all women. So when you're financially healthy, when you've walked the road, I know that it's difficult. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But once you've made it, pass it on. People need to be impacted and touched by the fact that you have the knowledge, by the fact that you've lived, by the fact that you were in their midst. Let them bless you for having been there. In the Bible, there's a story that I love, Ruth and Naomi. Two different people, two different tribes, two different areas, but it happened that Naomi moved to Moab, where Ruth was from, and Naomi's God was not Ruth's God. God was the God of Israel was the God of Naomi, but the God of Ruth was somebody else, other gods that they worship. But guess what happened? Naomi, all that she knew, she passed it on to a daughter-in-law. She impacted her so much that when she was going back home to Israel, when she was going back home to where she came from, she said to her daughters-in-law, "You can go home now. My sons, your husbands are dead. You don't need to stay with me. You don't need to follow an old lady. Go back home." And Ruth says, not so fast. Where you go, I'm going. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. What had this woman learned? What is it that Ruth had seen in Naomi that made her want to leave her people and live her country and live her family and go and live in a foreign land? It is because she had gotten to a place where Naomi had passed on everything that she knew about her God to these women. So I encourage you, if you want to leave a legacy, it's not enough to only be financially healthy. We need to leave a legacy. There are young ladies who are following us who don't know how to make ends meet. Young ladies who are following us who don't know how to manage their money. Young ladies following us who are unhealthy financially. Take the time. Teach them. Take them by the hand. Pass the baton on. And guess what? When you do that, you're building a legacy for yourself. because at the end of the day, you will be remembered for what you did. Please leave footprints wherever you go. Let us know that you have been here. Miles Monroe once said, "The richest place in the entire universe is the graveyard, because there lies people with talents that they never exploited. There lies people with songs that they never sang. Others, maybe they couldn't sing, but they could write the song, they didn't write it. There lies poems that were never written and recited. But let me add, in the graveyard, sometimes there lies others who had the knowledge but did not pass it on. It is time for you to pass on. When you've made it, help somebody else make it. Become the bridge that they can use to go from their current state of frustration and stress to a state where they can say, I did it. I made it because of you. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, for spending your time. I please beg you, can you go and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel? Follow us on SoundCloud and like us on Facebook. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.